Welcome to Unboxed Daily. I'm your host, Jason, and today I want to talk about the rumors surrounding the Samsung foldable phone and why I think it could be both potentially interesting and probably super disappointing. So why is a foldable phone interesting? Why is bendable glass something that we would care about? First, foldable glass, let's be honest, that's a brand new technology. That by itself is actually pretty cool. And honestly, I mean, if you can give me a smartphone that slaps on my wrist like a bracelet, I'm in.
Awesome!
Now, joking aside, this would in fact actually represent a pretty substantial improvement in smart wearables and smartphone technology. After all, if you can in fact create foldable glass, then you can not only use it for phones, you can use it for lots of other technologies that potentially make our world a lot more digital. And that by itself is actually pretty cool. And again, I want to clarify that what we're talking about is a legitimately folding phone and not something that clamps together, right? We're not talking about something like the ZTE Axon M, which although interesting, was in fact essentially two sides of a single screen cut in half and put together with a hinge. What we're talking about is a single unit, something that could be as big as a tablet that could fold down to the size of essentially two smartphones stacked one on the other. That's pretty cool. Now, this wouldn't be the first time that a foldable phone has been displayed and actually made available for people to check out. According to The Verge, they got to check out a phone called the Royal Flex Pi. And no, it's Royal, not Royale. I think the name is incredibly confusing. But what they did get to see was something in action that actually proves the technology could feasibly work. And it came with the bells and whistles you would expect. Also, side note, I think it's interesting that the manufacturer talked about how you could fold this phone up to 200,000 times safely. What happens after that? I'm really excited for those videos to hit the internet, because that's going to be a fun little period of time. Now, my main concern here isn't so much that this technology isn't going to be as interesting as we think it might be, it's that it's going to end up becoming something of a novelty. We've spent so much of the last several cycles of smartphones focused on things like incrementally improving cameras, decreased bezels on phones, slight waterproofing improvements. I mean, don't get me wrong, those are important, but this could actually be revolutionary technology, and I don't use that word lightly. But I think most people are focused on the fact that what you're going to end up with is sort of the modern version of a Motorola clamshell, right? Something that sort of feels like a late 90s phone and just happens to be one contiguous piece. Plus, we don't know what these phones are actually going to look and feel like. Are we thinking about tablet-sized pieces of hardware that fold into phones? Do the phones fold vertically or horizontally? Do they not fold all the way? Maybe they only fold down a little bit so you get a display while you're taking a selfie. There's lots of different ways that this technology could be applied, and the fact that we don't know yet what we want out of it means it could end up going in a couple of very strange directions over the next few product cycles. And frankly, given the applications of foldable phones that could turn into wristwatches or become embedded in clothing or have all sorts of other medical applications we haven't thought about yet, I don't want us to lose sight of what the larger improvements here could be. As long as we think of this as a first step towards something interesting, whatever Samsung ends up announcing, I think could be really cool. I, for one, am really excited to hear what they have to say. And more importantly, I'm really interested to hear what your reactions are when this new phone is announced. Well, that's it for my thoughts on the foldable technology coming out of Samsung shortly. If you think it's worth your time, be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. In the meantime, if you like what you saw here and you want to check out more, head over to Unboxed.tv, where we are tracking the most interesting top trending products across any number of different product categories. And of course, we have some phenomenal creators who've got great profiles that you can check out as well. In the meantime, I'll see you back here soon. I'm your host, Jason. Have a great day.